want you to drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Got to drop all your love on me, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Drop 'cause I'm hungry, drop.
Hey, how you been? It is a beautiful sunny morning here in Paradise Island. How have you been? You're right. Today we are in ground zero. Well, at least 5 or 6 feet above ground zero. You guessed it right. We are in Colombo and we are going to cook something fabulous today for you as usual. What are we going to cook? That's for you to find out. Come with me on the Great Food Safari.
Who's gonna love you, mama? Baby, drop. My heart does the tango with very little move you make. I love you like a mango. Wish we could make it every day. I want you to drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Got to drop all your love on me, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Drop 'cause I'm hungry, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Got to drop all your love on me, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop. Drop 'cause I'm hungry, drop, baby, drop, baby, drop.
We are in a typical Colombo market. Amazing. It is a beautiful day. It's a busy day here. Now, most of us, we are used to going to the supermarkets. And for some of us, this is a day-to-day routine. But you know, when you come to a place like this, how beautiful, you know, the produce is fresh as fresh could be. And you know, you get to see so many varieties from mangoes to umbrella to everything, you know, even from mint leaves. Everything you find in a supermarket, in one of those luxury supermarkets, you can find it here. The only difference is that it's not air conditioned, but there's so much of ventilation here. And the prices are somewhat lower, or to a certain extent very low than what you have to pay in one of those hyper supermarkets. Why don't you come here for a change? You know, you can pick your own stuff just like in a supermarket. Look at how fresh. If you touch it close, you can still feel the cold of Nuwara or Velimada. Unbelievable. The onions. Look at this. Look at that perfect round. Unbelievable. So, you know, you can get the same thing and you are helping all these businessmen to come up in life, you know. Look at those people. Some of them, you know, their daily routine. So coming into a place like this, buying your vegetables, you buy the good stuff, you buy it cheap, the vegetables is cheap and it's fresh, and you help the society as well. You uplift the lives of these people. Unbelievable, isn't it? Wonderful to see you back again on the Great Food Safari. How has it been? How are you? You're keeping well? Time to cook? Yes, get those pens and papers if you want to note them down. Oh, it's all about imagination. Let your imagination work. As long as you know the basic principles, what goes with what, how the marriage is like, that's all that matters. Now, we are in the beautiful, beside the beautiful Bolgoda lake. It's a fabulous day, sunny, and you know, it's perfect setting to do some fabulous cooking. First of all, I'm going to do a very simple dish, something that you can prepare very, very fast. It's pasta with some corned beef. Simple as that. Now, I have already got my pasta sorted out. Put a little olive oil if you want to. Boil it, but don't keep the pasta in the hot water. That is when, you know, every now and then, take one out and just see the texture with it has been cooked enough. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem, okay? And the moment you take it off the fire, put some room temperature water, some cold water, and get off that hot water. Otherwise, it still continues to cook, and your pasta is going to be really, you know, gluey and ooey. That's not going to happen. Okay, now we are going to prepare what we are going to put into the dish. First of all, we'll get some onions. Now, smaller the better. I've taught you all this technique before. So there we are. Nice cubes in one go. Simple as that. Right, my onions are done. Now, it's going to be the same story for the garlic as well. give it the random chop. By cutting it very fine, you would want to get all the flavors into whatever you're making. That is the main idea. We're going to put in a bit of bay leaf. We have it there already. Then we also have some cinnamon sticks, cardamoms, and some cloves. We are going to use that as well. And we're going in for the local the curry leaves, the karapincha, and of course the rampe or the pandang or whatever you call it in good old Sri Lankan curry leaf. Amazing aroma, the freshness, unbelievable. Prepare everything before we switch the heat on. I'm going to use a normal corned beef. Now remember, when you're opening a corned beef tin, the handle comes this way. So what you do is you carefully remove it, take it to the other side, and then put it back in, and then start turning it. You've got to be very, very careful, because in case you break it, right, it's going to be a nightmare to open this. And try to keep this as straight as possible. Otherwise, you know, this thing is going to be circling in various directions, and then that's going to be a problem as well. So there we are. Keep it straight, that you don't mess up the juice which is already in it. You can see the juice already coming out. Yeah, we're done with that. It's wonderful when you're using pasta. It's Italian. It's always to do with olive oil. So if you can use olive oil, much better. Just for let's wait till the oil gets a little bit heated, and then we'll go on with the next step. Right, we can start by putting the garlic. Give it a little stir. Goes with the rampe karapincha. The bay leaves. If you can find some star anise, so much the better, because that gives out a beautiful flavor as well. Now you put these condiments in as well. The cinnamon, the cloves, and the cardamoms. Give that a good stir. Right, now we put in the onions. And finally, you know, we want everything of what we make hot. So you got to be very careful when you put the chili flakes. Don't roast it, okay? So give it a quick mix in there. Right, now, next thing in is going to be some tomato sauce. And we are going to use some tomato paste. So, since it's a little thick, And because we use the tomato paste, put a little bit of water. And now for a little bit of taste test. Now if you do remember, I haven't had any salt into it. But if you want to give out that, the sauce, the tomato paste, and the corned beef in little contests have salt. To give out that flavor a little bit more, I'm going to give that zing. Put a little pepper there and give it a mix once again. Leave it on a side. That's done. And now to prepare the pasta. Now I've just got this boiled, so what I'm going to do now is just to reheat, put a little water, and then put back, turn up the heat. Right now this is already hot, so what we're going to do is put in all this like that and give it a nice good stir. As the Italians say, be gentle with your pasta. Andante, andante. Little, little. Let's go in for the taste test. Ah, bellissimo. Fantastic. Now, one other thing you need to do when you're having pasta, you've got to have it hot, no? So, otherwise, heat it again, and then look at the colors of that, you know, the greenery from the carapincha, the light green from the bay leaves, and that vibrant red from the chili flakes, and wow. So this, for 10 people like me, this is more than enough. No, well, for about genuine portions, about for 3 people, 2 people, for a person like me, 1 person, will be more than enough. I'm going to garnish with giving it a bit more color into it. So it's time to give it my last taste test. Fabulous. You know, if you want a bit more spicy, put in a little bit of pepper, some Parmesan cheese. If you have it at home, just grate it on top and give it a little nice rich lookness. It's gonna be fabulous. You gotta try it out. The kids are gonna love this, I'm telling you, okay? Try it out, my friend, and let me know how it was. This is heavenly. Now, all my wonderful viewers on the show, they've been telling me, Chris, you haven't been doing anything for the vegetarians, okay? So this time I decided to do something 100% vegetarian. This is what we're gonna do. It's nutritious and it's good and it's lovely to eat as well. It gives that crunch and, you know, just burst in your mouth. We're gonna do something with these beautiful mushrooms. You can find it in any supermarket. Sometimes it's already washed, you don't need to wash it again. If you want to wash it, it's okay. The fairer it is, the fresh, right? So when you're trying to purchase this, comes in a nice pack, and check for the expiry dates and all that, and then use it. So what we're going to do first of all is prepare. We only need a few ingredients for this. Couple of onions. Let's get on with that. Not too finely, not, you know, average size. going to keep that aside. And now, got some parsley. I'm going to give that a chop as well. It's a beautiful windy day and even the ingredients are just flying away. Put that to a side. And I also have some pre-cooked green peas that I'm going to use. Leave that aside as well. And to give it a little bit of punch onto the whole thing, I'm going to use 2 colors of this hot. Oh, look at this. It's like fire. Look at this. This is how Mother Nature shows how hot things are. This is hot, I'm hot. What better? Okay, so if you have a pair of gloves, use it. You can suffer for days. You know, when you cut it over here, you can get the aroma way up here, right? That shows from 0 to 100, the dynamite level. So this is way hot. This is hot. I can feel the heat up here. This is the only thing that's going to give the heat to this dish. I'm not going to use anything hot again. No chilies, no chili flakes, no chili powder, nothing. So it's going to, well, my original intention was to get some color into it. I'm going to keep that aside as well. Now, I've got these beautiful button mushrooms. Yeah, some of these babies are way too thick. Leave that aside. Now, I'm going to take some limes. The lighter ones. You know, right? Before you squeeze in a lime, try to give it a little bit of a massage. When you're using, this is the ideal color. Look at that. Then it's not going to be, one thing, it's going to be difficult to extract the, so I'm going to do is get all that beautiful lime into this. You see, mushrooms are like little sponges. Whatever flavor you put into it, it's just going to embrace that flavor. Give it a nice mix. What I'm going to use into this is olive oil and butter. Now, when you're putting butter, you've got to be very careful with the heat, because if the heat is too much, right, it's going to burn the butter and it's going to be a mess. So you wouldn't want to do that. So a little bit of olive oil, and then we're going to go in with some butter. So I'm going to put in some butter into this. So I've put the heat on very low. Increase it slightly. There we are. Now I'm going to put these beautiful onions and the fiery babies. Okay, that's all. I was warned not to put too much of that, because boy, it's been such a long time since I found some of these naimeris, which is really, really hot. You know, you find all sorts of chilies now, but you know, to find this hot, fiery one is a very, very rare occasion. So I'm really happy of that. The balance I'm going to take home for sure, because it's so difficult to find. What I need to do is to nicely get that brownish, almost purpley brownish color on the onions, and then I'm going to put this inside and then make sure that it's nicely coated with that beautiful butter and olive oil. Now you add in the salt and the pepper. The problem with the wind. Oh dear. Okay, there we are. The pepper, and then the salt. And at this point, I'm going to put the parsley. I'm going to leave a bit for the garnish and give that a stir as well. Now, with the whipped cream, and allow it, put up the heat a little bit and let it boil. Right, now this has been sitting for about 5 to 6 minutes. You're going to put a little bit of this and leave the rest for the garnish. Let that cook for another minute or so, because the green peas are already cooked, so you don't have to keep that for a long time. And now for the taste test. Here's this one. Okay. Wow. We're going to plate it up. And yeah, that's from here itself. There we are. Leave it at that. Okay, it's time to give the taste test. Right. It's the cream and the mixture of the cream and the mushroom has to go hand in hand. So there we are. Wow. Fantastic. You get the crunch of the mushroom, then the cream and the onion and the taste of that salty butter. And of course, the naimiris, which gives the zing to all that. If you want to, you can squeeze in a little bit more lime to get the zing taste out as well. But as of now, it's fantastic. As a standalone, it's beautiful. For a vegetarian, I'm telling you, this is heavenly. So why don't you try it out? And, you know, people say that people who are vegetarians don't have anything to eat. Look at this. It's like having a nice beef curry. Amazing. Try it at home and let me know. Time for me to head out of the Great Food Safari. I'll be back with you. Until then, eat healthy. This is Trisanta. Thank you for joining me. Until we meet again. Bye-bye.